So, in this training, we're going to talk about, do you have a team that actually supports you? I'm Leslie Yondas, and today we're going to talk about something that a lot of firm owners struggle with silently. And the key word is silently. Why your team doesn't feel like they're actually supporting you. And that's what's really going on behind the scenes. I've had so many conversations with accountants, bookkeepers, and tax pro who say, I can't just find anyone who wants to work. My team just doesn't get it. They're not the right fit. But here's the hard truth I had to learn myself. If your team isn't working the way you want them to, it's usually a leadership problem. The real problem isn't the people, it's the chaos we choose to drop them right into. Let me tell you a story I'll never forget. There was a point in our business where I hired 3 people at once. I thought, this is it. I'm finally going to be able to breathe. I imagined myself stepping out of the weeds and into the CEO role. What happened instead? Every single question came right back to me. Where do I find this? How do you want this? What's the process for this? The truth was, there was no process. It all lived right here, and every decision had to run through me. Then we hired 2 more people, and instead of fixing the problem, I just shifted it. I moved it over here. This time the bottleneck became one of my key team members, and they were just as overwhelmed as I had been. Then it hit me. We don't have a people problem. We had a systems and structure problem. And you can't build a high-functioning team in a low-functioning business. What support actually looks like. Support isn't just people doing tasks, because that's what we've been led to believe. It's team members who know exactly what success looks like. Clear expectations and responsibilities. Check-ins that cover business and personal life, because things bleed together, especially in remote work. People placed in roles aligned with their strengths. Leaders who invest in their people before expecting loyalty in return. I don't hire just based on skill. I hire based on mindset, character, and alignments with our mission. And one thing I want you to do is stop hiring out of panic. The 3 and 2 team members, that was me panicking. Too many owners hire out of sheer desperation. You're drowning, so you grab the nearest person and hope that they will save you. But if you can't define their role, set expectations, or train them properly, you're setting them up to fail. We don't want to recreate the job trauma so many of us have experienced ourselves, where you show up, have no idea what's expected of you, and just hope we're doing it right. That's how you lose good people. And I want to tell you a story here of before. It was in between of working in public accounting, then I went to private and then back to public. So I went to private working for a bank, and nobody had time to deal with me. I literally sat there day in, day out, and they lost a good person. So one of the other things I want to talk about is team versus task and employee versus contractor. And this isn't about compliance. It's about the level of commitment. Do you want someone who is fully aligned with your values, culture, and long-term growth? Or do you want someone who checks in, gets something done, and checks out? That's a contractor. There's no right or wrong answer. If you're clear on what you're building, you don't expect a contractor to act like a team member if you haven't created that environment. And then don't expect an employee to read your mind just because they're on staff. So my final thought here is, if you want a team that supports you, you have to support the structure they're walking into. You don't just need help. You need alignment, you need clarity, and you need leadership. And if your team is struggling right now, I want you to start by looking in the mirror, because that's what I had to do. I had to look in the mirror and see what was going on, and then inside your systems. Because what I have found in the accounting space is most of the time we have a system, process, leadership, and finally a people problem. The people problem I find the least. The other three I find is the foundation. And usually it starts with systems and leadership, because leadership, you have to lead the system. You have to lead using the system. So we have to fix our foundation. So have a fantastic day.